Hey everyone, welcome to Course Clash, the show where we clash two courses together and critique and compare them so that you can learn and make your courses better. I'm Greg Smith and I'm here with my co-host,
Aaron Morin.
And today we're going to be taking a look at something new. Normally we pick a couple of your courses and clash them together, critique them, provide commentary, give feedback. Today we're actually going to be doing it on a couple of courses that Aaron and I have just created here this morning actually. I think I put mine together in about 20-30 minutes, but I did it using a new tool that we've created for you, which is themes, which should make it a lot easier for you to create your own course landing pages. And this has come from a lot of work on our end on Thinkific, a lot of talking to you about what you needed for your landing pages and making your site look better. And we've pulled that all together to create some themes. Now, this is the first step in a process. So what you're seeing here today is just our first launch of themes. There's a lot more improvements to come. So I know you'll have some good feedback for us. Feel free to share it with us, but please do recognize this is sort of step one in a process. There's a lot more coming, but I think you'll be excited about what we've created even just for step one. So should we dive in and take a look at some of the stuff that we've got ready for them to play with?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get started. Let's get showing you some themes here. So first of all, I have my course without a theme attached to it. And that is basically the high converting landing page that we already offer. And I have some content already there. But what I want to do is I want to show you the new themes. So we are going to go to my admin dashboard. And in the admin dashboard, you go down to themes. And when you get there, you can select any one of our new 6 beautiful themes. So we have Mountain, Ice Cream, Metro, Horizon, Snow, and Onyx. And I think that I'm going to go with Horizon. But I kind of want to check it out first. So I'm going to click View Demo, and I'm going to check out what that looks like first.
So this is something we've never really had in here before. Before, when you went into themes, it was kind of, I'll be honest, a scary experience, right, Aaron? Like you would go in there and there'd be HTML and CSS and code. And yeah, it was a bit scary. You'd have to kind of hunt around in the code to make changes to things. Now, that is still there so that you still have the power of the HTML and CSS to fully customize everything. But now we've gone and had designers create whole pages for you so you can just, with 1 or 2 clicks, apply that to your course and have a beautiful landing page. And then you can dive in and tweak and change things like colors and images and text and stuff like that. So here we've got the themes that Aaron was showing you here. And actually, before we dive too much further in this, one thing we kind of forgot to do right at the beginning is just let you know a little bit about what's coming up later in the week. So tomorrow we have Work It Wednesday. So that's every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. We'll be taking questions from you to help you with your course creation, course promotion journey. So we'll be helping you with that. And then on top of that, next week we're doing Course Clash again at 11 o'clock Pacific time. So all our times here, Pacific time, 11 o'clock Pacific time, same place, same time, we'll be back for Course Clash. And we'll be back to looking at your courses. So if you have a course that you want us to take a look at, critique, comment on, help you with your course, feel free to submit that and just put a little note in the comments here that you want yours to be next. And then we'll take a look at it. Excellent. So that's Work It Wednesday tomorrow and Course Clash next week, same time, same place. Let's dive back into themes and keep going.
All right, let's get back into it. So we were looking at the Horizon course landing page here. And this is the one I want to go with. So I'm going to apply it to my course. And I'm going to do that by clicking on Apply. And I'm going to apply that to my course, just like that. And then after a little while, it will apply to the course. And now I have an awesome new course here. So this is the course that I was working with and the course that I applied the theme to. And this is what it looks like now. So you can see that we've made a lot of changes to how the course is organized on the landing page, and we've made it a lot more attractive. The original landing page was awesome for high conversion, and these are going to be awesome for high conversion as well. And if you want, you can also preview your course by going to Preview Course and then Landing Page. So that's going to take you right into the course preview here. And it looks like we need to go here. Perfect. Okay, so sorry about that. This is the preview of the new theme that's just been applied to my course. And as you can see, we've added little options here that will appear whenever you hover over a section of your course landing page.
Now this, I think, is going to help a lot of people out because There's a lot of places where you can make edits in Thinkific to your course landing page. And in the past, you would see something on your course landing page, and then you'd have to go back into your admin area and figure out where you would change your instructor or change your banner image. Now, we did our best to kind of put those where you would expect to find them, but it wasn't always the easiest thing to find. So now with this, when you're looking at your course landing page in preview mode, if you see something you want to change, you just click on one of these buttons and it takes you directly to the place where you can make those changes. So if you want to edit your instructor, you just click Edit Instructor. It takes you right to the place where you can edit your instructor. Same with your course description, your course banner, course title, things like that. So it makes it a lot easier for you to jump in and actually make edits to your course landing pages.
Awesome. So yeah, and that's basically it. It's really easy to get started, and you should definitely go into themes in your admin dashboard and check those out right away, and give your course a little bit of a facelift.
And if you have feedback on them, we'd love to hear it. It's as we mentioned, it's a work in progress. We're constantly taking feedback from you, and we'd love to continue to hear it. We're going to be building out more themes and continuing to add them in there, so you'll have more options. But I think what we've got right now, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to launch new courses and create new course landing pages. And we're going to continue to work really hard to make it easier and easier for you to make your course landing pages beautiful and highly effective. All right, let's take a look at, maybe we can dive into this one that you've created here. I'd love to kind of just quickly do that before and after again. Do you still have the before you swapped it over?
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay, all right. We've made the change. We could go back and reapply the old theme, but that's fine. Let's dive in and we can.
Can probably get back up here. Yep, there it is.
Okay, there we go.
So this is the original.
Okay, so there's the original, which you guys have seen before. We had the curriculum-based and then the high-converting landing pages as two themes that were built into Thinkific. And so you could look through here and check this out. I like what you've done. Is that an image that you just created and added in there?
Yep, that's just a little selling point.
Okay, and that's in your course description?
Yep, that's in my course description. Just
Excellent.
an image.
Great. Okay, and then we've got you there as the instructor. We've seen all this kind of stuff before. Then we get into your curriculum, and then our call to action at the bottom. So that's the way it was, and then we've got your additional pricing in there. Now, with the one click of literally just installing the theme, Aaron has transformed it into this. So with one click, you can apply a new theme, and all of that content just gets switched over to a totally new look and feel. This is exactly the same page, same content. We've just swapped it over into this new theme. So this is cool. I like that you have the demo video there. I think, am I in that demo?
You are definitely in that video.
That's an old one. We got to update that one, I think. Okay, so this is cool. You've got turn your passion into an online course. I like that. It's a good tagline.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think you came up with it at some point, but I'll take the credit for it for sure.
I didn't mean for that to be self-praising there. No, it looks good. It speaks to me. It was my...
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
okay, right.
Yeah.
Great, good. And then we got rounded buttons. I know people have been on us for a while. Some people like square buttons. Some people like rounded buttons. Round is one of the things that you see on a lot of buttons in sort of standard forms and themes and templates these days. So we have put a few in there with rounded buttons. A lot of our designers here prefer the square buttons because it's a little bit different and different than a lot of the stuff we're seeing out in sort of the Squarespace out-of-the-box type websites, but you do now have the option to just, with a couple of clicks, you can have rounded buttons. So that is there for you, and that's kind of cool. I'm sure a lot of people will like that. I saw there was a couple of jokes in the Facebook group a few months back about why can't we have round buttons? You always could. It was just a little bit more work, so This is kind of cool to get that now.
Yeah, one click, you got rounded buttons.
Good, awesome. There we go. We've got your instructor profile. I think I would add a little bit more to the profile there. I know you have some good accolades that we could praise here. Maybe have some the media appearances or something in there. We could highlight some of the text within it, put some color in there, add some of that kind of stuff in there. But this is good. You've got yourself highlighted right away, and I think it's a good place. Each of the different themes kind of mixes up the order that you have things in, and you can actually go in and move the order around. But it's great that I think highlighting the instructor right up top. We've got Aaron here talking about him. He's the person you're going to be learning from, and so in a lot of cases that's really helpful to put that right up front.
Yeah, and one of the great things you can do with this is I see a lot of people that have landing pages that have a kind of an introductory story about themselves. They introduce the problem that they're going to solve. They introduce themselves as the solution. And sometimes that gets copy and pasted right into the About the Instructor section, and that's kind of later on in the course page. So with this landing page with Horizon, you can actually have your instructor profile right away, and that's a great place to highlight a specific story that you have about your expertise or about the problem that you're about to solve right away, and introduce yourself.
Great. Okay. So we've got that. Then we get into your course description, which we saw. This looks a little bit different, but the same image that you had in before. I see you've kind of bolded a bit more stuff. You're in good hands. Get started on the right foot. So that's kind of cool. I would probably increase some of the font sizes, break up the text a little bit into some more bullet points here still, and highlight some of it. I know we didn't take a lot of time to put this together, and this is again just straight out of the box by applying that theme. This is what you get. But if you wanted to tweak it and improve it, I'd probably make some of that text bigger, cut down the actual volume of text, especially in the bullet points.
For sure, yeah. The one thing that you don't want to give people is wall of text syndrome, where they just kind of start scanning right away. And last week I discussed this, but I didn't do it in my own course description. One thing you can do to combat that, if you do need a large description, is just bold a couple words here and there, and make sure that the first bolded word and the second bolded word and the third bolded word, they kind of string together into their own kind of incoherent story. But just so that when someone scans past, they're reading those bolded words, and then they can kind of get a feel for it. So you're still selling to them even though they're scanning past all of your content, because people do read as they scan.
All right, and then we've got your multiple price points here. Let's see, what'd you do? We got $49.99 or $49.99.
Yeah.
Two options.
These are actually my upsells.
Oh, I
these
see.
are gonna
Okay.
be, these are going to be other courses that I'm teaching around the same topic that I think people might be interested in. And I really love that it's really bold here. It kind of stands out with the blue and the orange, and you can't miss it.
Yeah, that's good. I'd also maybe add a title there. So you've got Let's Get Started. I'd be like, I'd have a kind of, you might also be interested in these other products thing there as well. Plus, if you're going to go launch into other products, I would maybe repeat the call to action for the original course, because if they are reading through the course page saying, you know, this is what I'm interested in, then I'd throw that initial call to action in to sell them the course that they're reading about before we get into mentioning other products. Yeah. Then we've got our course content. So that's a different way of displaying it from what we've done before. And then the abbreviated course curriculum, which I kind of like. Now, obviously, we don't have too much, I think, because it's a demo course. We don't have a lot in there. I put a little bit more in mind, so we can check that one out. But this can obviously expand. And you can even remove this if some people don't. I know a lot of people don't love showing the entire course curriculum on the landing page. So you can always just take that out really easily and not show that.
Yeah, definitely. If your course curriculum is massive, I've seen a lot of landing pages with really, really long course curriculums, and it takes up a lot of the page. You can actually just get rid of that, right?
Yeah. Great.
All right, so that's my landing page.
All right, you want to rip mine apart now?
I do.
Okay.
You were very nice with mine, but
well, let's keep in mind, both Aaron and I took about 15-20 minutes to put these together. Now we have the benefit of having developers and designers here that could make perfect landing pages for us. And I have done that in the past, but for these, I really wanted to show what you could do in a very limited amount of time with no resources. So neither Aaron and I you're not a software developer or designer, don't have any code skills. No, okay, me neither. So we just literally dove in and quickly figured a few things out. There was a few things I wanted to do that I couldn't figure out how to do immediately, so I'm giving feedback to the product team right after this to kind of mention like, hey, I couldn't figure out how to do this very easily. I think they're aware of most of it, but literally this is stuff we were able to pull together in 15 minutes with basically no resources, no developers, no designers, just by clicking and installing a new theme. All right, so go ahead, do your worst.
All right, well, let's get started. So this theme, it looks like the header is a lot bigger, which I really, really like, and it's just instantly. It tells you what it is, it tells you what it's about, and the subtitle is a little bit of a call to action as well. The header image in the background is awesome, showing a lot of fun and a lot of cool stuff going on there. And I think that when you actually make this smaller on a mobile device, you can try it at home if you want, the image stays nice and responsive on this theme too.
Yeah, I guess it depends. I think so. It depends on the image that I added in there. It should be fine.
And so right away you also have a free trial button and your buy button. The free trial button is always a really good decision to add in if you can have some content at the beginning of the course that kind of lets people know what they're about to get into, usually your introductory content. It's awesome to give that away and get people enrolled and into the course immediately. So that's a really good choice.
Yeah, and for me, it's just always another way to capture email. So
Yeah.
you might, if you just have a buy me now, you're gonna maybe get less than 1% of your visitors actually immediately giving you money for that. But if you have the option to do the free trial, you can get upwards of 10% of people actually giving you their email address, which is great.
Yeah.
Or in some cases, a lot more than that.
And then right after your buy button, you immediately have some additional pricing options. And additional pricing options are always a good idea. If you can work out how to do a monthly subscription for your course, or if you can work out how to do an installment plan for your course, you're going to get way more conversions because people can, in other positions, can still buy the course even if it's a little bit more pricey.
Yeah, and I mean the reason I did so this is out of the box with this is the ice cream theme, by the way. So I just took a look at the ice cream theme in our themes area and put the ice cream theme on my course. Right away it comes with additional pricing at the top of the page. Now if you don't have additional prices, it's just not there. So you don't have to worry about it. But if you do add additional prices, they'll go to the top of the page just like this. The reason why I like this one is I've found in my A/B testing, analytics, and all of those tools to see where people click on a page, one of the first places they're clicking, and often even for you, the first place that you would probably click looking at even Thinkific or an online course is what is the pricing? And often when people are evaluating products, they go straight to pricing just to see if they can rule it out, because often they'll look there and they go, none of these pricing options work for me. There's no way I can afford this. I'm out. Now, there are ways to avoid that, but for a course like this where it's actually affordable, I just put it right out there in front of people, give them the option to check out the pricing, give them the knowledge that, hey, you can pay monthly, you can pay one time, there's a free trial, and I have an installment plan. So all the options in the world. So I really wanted to highlight this right at the top of the page.
Yeah, it was a good call here. And I really like the color scheme too so far, pretty good. And right away in your course description, lots of white space in the course description, so it fills out the screen, which is awesome. I really love short and sweet descriptions, especially with titles and other things, because people don't have the time to be reading through massive amounts of text, kind of like the text that I had on my course description. Yeah. And you have a video right away, which is great. Video that pretty much demos what you're going to be getting into. That's fantastic. And something that I should probably do on mine as well.
I just grabbed that one off YouTube. My cousin actually made it. But and then I threw in, just like you were talking before, I threw in a couple of bold and colored points in the text so that people, if they're skimming, they can kind of get those things. I don't know that I perfectly chose what text to bold and highlight. And I think you're right, like the white space is good. I might have made the video a little bit bigger, and I think I would have added a bit more description. As we mentioned, we were sort of under the gun 15, 20 minutes to put the pages together, so I just threw in a little bit of text, whatever I could write, but it doesn't get too much into detail as to what you're going to learn in the course. So, going through things like our 30 and 30 program, you would definitely add more information to what is in the course than I've got here, but it's a good starting point to get people excited. And if that video was a really good tour of the course, then it would actually work really, really well.
Okay, and then moving on, we have your instructor profile, which is great. You got awesome colors here and your email right away.
Yeah, and that's all out of the box with the theme. So I didn't pick those colors. That just came right out of the box with the theme. Applied ice cream, and all of that is set up automatically for you. Susie Mai, incidentally, is a world-class kiteboarder. She's not actually teaching this course. I just kind of stuck her pictures and name in there. But yeah, world-class kiteboarder. So if we had some courses from her on kiteboarding, that would be pretty amazing.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah. So one thing that's awesome to add to your instructor profiles is just pictures of yourself working. Pictures of yourself doing what you do. It really establishes your credibility and it shows you as more personable. You don't want to hide behind your website. You want your face coming through and you want what you're doing coming through, because people watching and people looking are way more likely to trust what you do and your expertise when they see you in your element, basically.
Yeah, and it also, I think, over time starts to build that personal brand online. So if you are putting your face up on things, and this is actually a mistake I made early days, because I've been teaching online now for over 10 years, and I never really put my face on it. I put a logo, I put a brand, but I never put my face behind it. And so 10 years of teaching online, and I hadn't really developed much of a personal brand. If you start to do that, it may seem small at first. You might only have a few hundred people see it at first, but over time, at least even within your small niche market, the people who see you frequently will start to recognize you, and that starts to actually build credibility, intellectual property, and a personal brand around you and your images.
That's right. So moving on here, we have your short course description. And what I really like about these is it gives somebody a really visual way to understand your course curriculum and how much time and how much value they're going to get out of your course. The course curriculum list down here is an awesome way for people to go through it more technically and really check out what you have and all the titles, if your titles are a little bit descriptive. But what I really like is these icons because it just gets people to get the idea of your course right away without having them to go through your entire course curriculum.
Yeah, and it looks like those are images that we've put in there for you. It's all part of the theme. So once you've included a few things in it, it fills it out, gives you a little bit of style on the page. Not everything on the page has to be about convert. Part of it is you want it to look good, and I think that's what these new themes are about. Is once you fill out some of the information in there, it should look good, and that's really going to help with the conversion rates as well.
Yeah, and then you just basically have your course curriculum here, which looks pretty good, a little bit bigger than mine. And yeah, that's it.
So what am I missing?
Oh, well, I mean, the course description itself is pretty small. So maybe more of an overview of what you're going to be going into. You definitely want maybe some qualifiers this course is for, maybe this course isn't, who this course isn't for, that kind of thing.
Yep.
And definitely some frequently asked questions.
Yeah.
Some frequently asked questions that people may want to contact you about and that you can answer right away on the page is a great idea. Also, I didn't notice any testimonials.
Yeah, good point, yes. and I will preach testimonials to the ends of the earth. They are responsible for probably 30-40% of my own course sales. And so I have testimonials turned on this course, but having created it only 30 minutes ago or an hour ago now, obviously nobody signed up for it yet, and maybe never will because it's just a pretend course. But but you're right, I should get some testimonials in there. And you know what? If you're in the position like this where you're just launching a course and you don't have people who've taken that course yet, you should still be able to get some testimonials of people who've worked with you, read your book, checked out your blog, something where you can get that positive testimonial of someone who's been in a client type relationship with you before. Potentially even if this is your first foray into freelancing or working for yourself, you could even get testimonials from previous employers, coworkers, things like that you can include in there about you, because it's really about building that credibility. Mm-hmm. You definitely don't want to be dishonest about it, but you can still get those kind of testimonials in there. Mm-hmm. And then the other great thing I did with my testimonials is once I had a few written ones, I actually went and found a few people who lived nearby and interviewed them on camera and threw those video testimonials in there, and that was a huge leap forward as well. So definitely agree with you. I'm missing testimonials. Big missing piece to the puzzle there. Yeah.
And one of the things that I did when I first started building my own course out was I contacted somebody I knew who was a professional in the same realm as the course that I was making, and I asked them to look it over before I actually launched it. And what that did was it gave me a lot of feedback on my course, which led to a lot of improvement. But I also asked her for a quick testimonial because it's somebody who's trusted, someone who has a name in the industry that you're in, and if you can get them on your side and say a few words about your course, then that's awesome. That's a great first testimonial.
Yeah, and that's actually a great idea because it's similar to books, right? Brand new book comes out, no one's, it's never been published before, and on the back of the book jacket, there's always a whole bunch of testimonials, usually from other authors, right. And they do exactly that. They send a copy over to someone, say, hey, check it out in advance, give me a testimonial, be great. Mm-hmm. And people love doing that because they know you can help return that favor at some point in the future. So definitely a good idea. Even if you're just publishing your first course, get it in the hands of a couple of people, grab that early testimonial, and it will really help with that initial launch of your course.
That's right. Okay, so I think that just about does it.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot on our courses, but feel free to vote on them. Basically, yeah. If you think that I had the better course, just drop my name into the comments, and if you think Greg had a better course, drop his name into the comments.
Yeah, and we can share the links there of the some of the different previews, but really if you want to see any of this stuff, because I know one thing that we get asked a lot after this is, can you send us the links of the courses that you were looking at? Can you, send us the web pages? So here's where you can find it all. If you want, just sign into your own Thinkific account. If you don't already have one, you can create one for free at thinkific.com. Click on themes and then go to view all these new themes, and each one has a demo mode, so you can actually preview a demo site that we've created that has the theme applied to it, has information filled out in it, and you can actually see what that looks like once it's actually all filled out. So you can go ahead and hop into themes and take a look at that. And then if you like one, you can just apply it to your course. And if you apply it to your course, you don't like the way it looks, you can always go back and unapply it, switch it over to a different theme. So it's really, really easy now with one click to change themes on your courses. So you can try them all out, pick the ones that you like, and then tweak and adjust and improve from there.
That's right.
All right, so coming up tomorrow, we have Work It Wednesday, 11 o'clock Pacific time, same time and place as this Course Clash today. And again, next week we'll be having Course Clash again at 11 Pacific time on Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes. 11 o'clock Pacific time Tuesday, we'll do Course Clash again. So if you want us to take a look at your courses, provide a little critique, a little commentary, give you some advice on how to make your courses better, feel free to drop it in the comments and we'll take a look at them for next week. And I hope you'll join us again next week as well, just to see our commentary on courses to help you make your courses better.